Well, welcome to the Bike Racing Without Mercy training vlog. And on the agenda this morning is 3 big blocks of FTP ramps, each block 16 minutes. Bit of recovery between each, and then, one second. And then I'm going to hit an hour's block at zone 3. So it's a big old morning. Got a few carbohydrates in the bin, and also one in the rear. I'll report back.
Coach Laverak's threshold ramps feel tidy, very doable in lower zone 4 for the first 10 minutes, and building into a not too violent crescendo over the last 6 or 7, increasingly challenging but still eminently achievable. To my mind, these are good little confidence builders to mark the beginning of what you're going to see over the coming weeks is a demanding block of threshold training, honing my skills for the increasingly less likely TT up Alpe d'Huez. Jane and I won't bore you with too much power overlay. Safe to say that I was able to exceed Ed's prescription without undue grimacing, and data will be served up in just a moment. And to the aficionados of Strava, please stay tuned in order to see my entry for the world's most ridiculous KOM. And trust me on this, the architect of this segment demonstrated jaw-dropping creativity.
Well, once again, I completely underestimated just how difficult that would be. On paper it looked easier than it turned out in reality, and Ed had a nasty little sting in the tail because at the end of each of the ramps he increased the time at 310 watts from a minute to 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes, so it's super emotional. And Ian Carson, Paul Alexandra, thank you ever so much for the beautiful Ard Cycling Club neck warmer. Love it, goes beautifully with the jersey today, and also the Villiers. First time I've had the Villiers outdoors, so it's the first outing outside for the neck warmer. Absolutely perfect, cheers. Well, that was fast and fasted. Definitely enjoyed that, but I didn't touch any of my carbohydrates. I only had the amino acids and a little bit of caffeine in one of the bottles, didn't touch the other, plus I forgot the main event here. Obviously practicing the Italian riding skills, but also the Italian eating skills. My mum has baked the most amazing limoncello biscottis here. So let's try this now. I'd even wrapped it up professionally, look at that. Well, I say professionally because I can't actually get into it even. Oh dear, it hasn't fared brilliantly. It's crumbling. Davide would not be impressed, but he would be impressed at the taste. Look at that, all the sugars. Definitely need these. Oh my word. Mum, you make killer biscuits. Wowie, boy did I need that. So it was just under 3 hours fasted there, and I obviously did the 3 blocks of FTP ramps, and then after about 10 minutes recovery I hit a giant block of 1 hour at 245 watts. I did the first half seated, the second half pretty much standing the whole way, just practicing my climbing skills. So super happy with that. We'll show the Training Peaks data in a bit. The Villiers felt very nice indeed.
And friends, behold the crown, a rare thing to hold in London town. But please believe me when I say Scout's honour, I could not have conceived it existed. I mean, who in their right mind cycles 50 miles around the inner circle of Regent's Park? I mean, 82 kilometres, who would do that? On a crisp spring morning, I mean, who? Who would do such a thing?
London in spring, spirits are well and truly rising. I mean, look, beautiful sight to see, and look at the light. Lifts everything 20%. I'm ramping up the workload here with a superset comprising the trap bar deadlift and the deep, i.e. raised off the ground press up. And you can see there that by minimizing the rest between the movements makes it harder. The body has to work harder, raises the heart rate more. So in addition to building strength and power, you also get a bit more of a fat loss benefit as well. That was set number 2, or superset number 2. One more to go, and then on to the bike for a little bit of zone 2.
Not that cold. 10 degrees, 12 degrees, something like that.
Zone 2,
Not close,
the perfect opportunity to catch up on a little bit of YouTube. Well, thus ends an hour of upper zone 2. Pedalling technique has been strong, 50-50 left-right distribution, and as you saw there, just got the pedalling efficiency score into the mid-60s. As I say, 70 is the gold standard. On for a bit of post-ride nutrition and work. We had a nice recovery day yesterday in terms of the zone 2. The threshold theme continues this week. As you've just seen, it's 2 times 15 minutes at FTP, i.e. 300 watts. I'm going to experiment with different cadence and try to stay seated throughout. I've had a good warm up, so I'm going to jump straight in just a second. Here we go. 20, 27, we started that, aiming for the 300 watts. Trying to find that nice equilibrium, good breathing, riding as efficiently as possible in terms of the pedaling technique. I'm going to report back a little bit later on because of course this is pretty boring, but very effective, I guess. 57. Final 30 seconds or so. Feels good. I've found a nice equilibrium at around the 92 RPM level. Nice circular pedaling stroke, avoiding dorsiflexion of the foot, so keeping the foot relatively flat at the top and the bottom of the stroke. There we go. Nice, just bring it down. We've been off a 10 minutes recovery, but I'll take 7.5. Half of the interval will be replicated for the rest period. I'll report back. Well, I'm feeling good, so I'm going to cut the recovery short at 5 minutes and go again in about 14 seconds. Here we go. It's ready any second now. And there we go. Now to find the equilibrium, I'll report back towards the end. Well, I'm definitely regretting not taking the extra 2.5 minutes, i.e. 7.5 in total. Well, the sun is shining in and spirits are high. That was a quality training session, really enjoyed it. As I say, I do think it is easier inside when you've got that ability to just focus on the delivery of power, the cadence and the equilibrium, and there's no distractions. So the efforts were quality. The first of them, you can see 299 average, that's fine. And then the second one, I kind of eked up the power towards the end there, but 308. So right in a pickle barrel. Looking for some progression next week with 2 times 20. We'll see if I can do that outdoors, if the weather's nice, it has to be fair. But now on for the post-ride nutrition and a bit of work, of course. Well, spring has well and truly sprung, so the Canago and I decided to travel north to Hertfordshire to give my son a driving lesson, but also to take on a couple of hours zone 2, zone 3 on the undulating terrain. Now, I was targeting 220 watts for the 2 hours because I want to become a 220 man just like Ian Carson and Paul Alex, but no matter how hard I tried staying disciplined, not going to zone 4 and 5, however hard I tried on the climbs and the flats to kind of stay in that 230 to 250 range, whatever I gained there, I lost on the descents, more than lost on the descents, because the average power was 206 watts. And I'm sure, I'm positive I spent, you know, way more than, I don't know, hour 45 above 230 watts. So where do those pesky watts go? Please answer in the comments below. I'd be super grateful. Anyway, time to get on with a bit of mobile post-ride nutrition and my son's driving lesson.